by yourself and to catch your partner up, correct? As we discussed yesterday. All right, y'all ready?
Yes.
All right, so boys and girls, I want you to think back. I know it's been a while, but I want you to think back before we started, or before we had Thanksgiving break, okay? We had 3 days in there, that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, where we worked on all kinds of stations and activities that involved dribbling, okay? We talked about and pulled apart the cues, you practiced them, okay, in those stations, and I want you to think back at some of the things that we did while we were in some of those stations, all right? So today we are going to still continue to focus on dribbling, but we're going to put all those cues together, okay? And then we're going to apply it into a game. The game being sharks and minnows, all right? And we're going to go over that in a few minutes. You are also going to apply that dribbling skill into the creative drill, which we just briefly touched on yesterday with your partner. And we're going to go over that again in a few minutes, okay? So let's think back to the cues. We're posted here on the board. Let's review them. We'll model them real quick, and then I'll have a student come up and model or demonstrate those, and we'll quickly peer assess them, and then we'll get moving and explain our stations and get working. All right? All right, so eyes up. I'm going to list the cues first, and we're going to go over them, what they look like. Eyes are up. You are using your finger pads. They are spread across, your hand is spread across the ball. Why would that be important? Why would that be important?
So you have more control of the ball.
Yes, the more ball surface you cover necessarily.
You most use your opposite hand, so if your opponent's like that way, you don't want to throw it over there.
Right. Remember, if you have a defensive player and you are going to the left side of that player, okay, if you keep the ball in your right hand, is it going to make that easier or harder for them to get?
Harder.
Stand up. Stand up. If Randy is defense, look at me, and I am the offense, if I have the ball and I am dribbling along, and I'm dribbling with my right hand going to the left side, what do I need to do to make it more difficult? That's right, I need to switch hands, okay? So you're going to really think about that concept as you move into this game today, okay? All right, thank you. All right, so, correct, occasionally. So that might be something you want to focus on a little bit, all right? Brooklyn. Okay, so how would he dribble that ball a little bit higher?
He would push down.
Yes, going back to those cues. So Micah, you want to think about extending that arm and pushing the ball down so it with enough force that it comes back up. Riley.
Try not to look at the...
Yeah, that's a hard one, and you're going to see that today, guys.
It's easy when you go against the opponent.
It is. It's a lot easier when you have an opponent and you are trying to see where you have to go to get around the defense. You're going to see that you tend to look up a lot more. All right. Can someone tell me something Mike is doing really well? Yes. He's keeping it out of his foot pocket. Good. I noticed that. He didn't lose control of the ball much because he kept it close by his side. However, it must include dribbling. Think about who you are creating the drill for. Okay? Challenge yourself. You are creating this drill for who we talked about? Your classmates. Because all this is going to lead into next week you teaching this to your classmates, okay? So you got to think about words and actions that you're going to use to teach shark. So what is that going to look like? If you are dribbling along and all of a sudden you say, oh, I don't know how to get around that shark, I'm going to hold it and walk around, that would be an out. So you would have to switch places with the shark, okay? If you lose control of the ball. So if the minnow's dribbling through the ocean, and let's say I'm switching hands because I got to get around the defense and I accidentally lose control of the ball and it bounces off. That's an out. I have to switch spots with the shark, okay? So I would hand my ball to the shark and switch spots. I would become defense, shark. All right, if you use two hands, obviously you can only use one hand at a time to dribble, okay? Now, that's not to say you can't switch hands. I'm hoping, Isabella, to see you switching hands. You're going to need to apply that into this game today. All right? All right, let's do a quick demonstration, then we're getting started. So, Courtney, come see. Everybody turn your abdominal muscles this way. good control. Yeah, he's thinking about what he has to do in order to get around the minute. Around the shark, excuse me.